Alrighty, hello everybody. We are back with another guest, the Banzuke, and this one should be another difficult one. And as you know, I am notoriously bad at guessing the Banzuke. And I know I've gotten in the comments before, like, why do you even bother? You're so bad at this. And it's like, well, because it's fun. There's no point in playing a game if you're not going to have fun with it. Just as well, in the Kachi clash, there was a lot that went unpredictably, such as, Teruno Fuji being swapped with Kirishima mid-tournament, and, who could have predicted that happening? Certainly not the 500 people that chose Teruno Fuji over Kirishima, and I got a middling score, 338, 37 points, definitely above what I usually do, especially lately, and I'm still on the Maegashira 16 board at least, so, not that bad in Kachi Clash. It's because I keep choosing Takanosho, who started 0-5, and, Tobizaru started off ended pretty well too. Wakamoto Haru fumbled it at the end, and, well, more people chose Whole Shoryu for obvious reasons, but, I had almost all of my guys with winning records. The only one wasn't Teruno Fuji. But now we'll have someone else to choose up in these Banzuke picks between Teruno Fuji, Takakeisho, Kirishima, and now Whole Shoryu, thank goodness. So that should make things a little bit more interesting. But that's not really what we're going to be talking about today. We are going to be talking about guessing the Banzuke. And of course, we may as well just get right into it. So Teruno Fuji is going to stay the Yokozuna. Takakeisho is actually going to fall to Ozeki West, but this is where, things start to take a turn. Kirishima moves up, and then Whole Shoryu gets promoted also to Ozeki West. Ozeki 2 West, or Ozeki West 2. After this is where it gets a little tricky, because now we have Daisho moving up to Sekiwake 1 East, Wakamoto Haru moving up there, and now Kotonowaka, because he's getting promoted. Truthfully, I don't know which side of the Banzuke he falls on, because we have one Yokozuna, and then, Takakeisho, Whole Shoryu, Kirishima. I think he falls on the, I think he falls on the west side, because then they'll just have Maegashira 17 East, and the Sumo Association likes to have the Banzuke even on both sides, because we're not getting a third Komusubi as well, and we're not getting a fourth Sekiwake to fill out the slots. So I think this is where it's going to stand. I think Nishikigi only moves up to Komusubi, which is appropriate. Tobizaru fills up that slot at Komusubi as well. And then from here, well, now we actually have to start highlighting people to see how far they'll fall. So let's see. Red, 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 red. We're going to be marking the people who lost in red and the people who won in green, just to get a better look at how the Banzuke falls. And there's a lot of green near the bottom and a lot of red just all around. So let's see. Is it for all of the red? Red for losers, and then green for winners. We already moved those two up. So Asanoyama, Meisei, Tamawashi, Fuji, Takanosho. There is a decent number of guys that are going to be falling, it looks like. Looks like more losing records than winning ones. All right, and then of course we have Judio promotions, which we will be doing in blue. We have to figure out how many people will be falling first before we do that, but it looks like it's just going to be Kageyaki and Atami Fuji, because everyone else can be saved. Like, the only Judio demotions are going to be Bu Shozan and Wakataka Kage, and then everyone else, Takada Fuji's moving up, Ryuden moving up, Daishoho, he's not going to fall off the Banzuke. Neither is Chiyoshoma. Tsurugisho is going to be saved, probably, because, they can't promote Roga on an 8 and 7. I mean, they could if they really wanted to, but they're not going to. Then the next highest in Judio, Diamami, 11 and 4 from Judio 9. Yeah, he's not moving up. So, we'll just start from the top and try to bring it back down. So, Maegashira 1, even though it is a, a big jump for someone like Asanoyama and Meisei. It looks like they're going to be occupying the Maegashira 1 spots. Meisei probably staying ahead of Asanoyama. You could put Hokuto Fuji up there too, but they might just slot him in at Maegashira 2 to make it simpler because, Meisei is the highest one with an 8 and 7, Asanoyama, and then definitely going to be Hokuto Fuji right afterwards. That looks the most comfortable. This is where I think they slot Abi afterwards at Maegashira 2, and then after that we'll see, because a lot of people are going to be falling a lot of ranks. Like Mitake Umi is definitely going all the way down here. Shodai, I mean, let's be real, he might only fall 1 or 2 ranks. Midori Fuji also going to be falling a lot. Uda could realistically stay the same rank. Hirado Umi going to be falling a lot. Onosho not going to be falling too much. Hokuseiho going to be falling a lot. This is where the traffic jam starts. Oho, again, might not fall too much. Takayasu could realistically stay the same. And then we have Tamawashi, an 8 and 7 from Maegashira 7. It looks like the only realistic spots are going to be either Maegashira 3 or, Shodai only moves down to Maegashira 3, and, well, he would still have to occupy Maegashira 3 unless someone like... They're not going to push up Shonan no Umi or Haku Oho up to Maegashira 3, let's be real. So let's see, he's at, what, Maegashira 7, 8, and 7? Let me double check that. Yeah, Maegashira 7, 8, and 7. Probably going to realistically make it up to Maegashira 3. Sometimes they go up to Maegashira 1 or 2. So definitely feel comfortable putting Tamawashi up to Maegashira 3. We could probably do something like this, where Shodai just falls a rank and a half off of his 6 and 9, because realistically there's nobody else that could occupy that spot. Maybe Takanosho, Maegashira 9 though. Onosho has to fall in rank. Takayasu might stay the same. Oho, and then Sadano Umi, Nishiki. Let me do these guys first. Like Sadano Umi, Nishiki Fuji. There's going to be a traffic jam at the bottom, definitely. And it's probably going to push up some of these guys. So Oho might only fall to like Maegashira 7. Let me see. Takanosho. I guess he's moving up to Maegashira 4. And then after that, Koto Eiko and Gonoyama up to Maegashira 5. But a +6 off of an 8 and 7 is kind of crazy. There's really no one else that could occupy these spots. Gonoyama could leapfrog realistically, but Koto Eiko, what are you at? Maegashira 11, 8, and 7. They ever go up to Maegashira 5? Well, shit. Ogi no Hana going up to Maegashira 2. Aogiyama up to Maegashira 2. And yeah, it looks like Maegashira 5 is not outside the realm of possibility. Most of the time they go up to Maegashira 7, 8, 9 pages of Maegashira 7, 8, and 9. So I guess it's not that far outside of the realm of possibility. Koto Eiko up to Maegashira 5. But then who fills in that spot next to him? It looks like it's gonna be Gonoyama. And then from here, I guess Shonan no Umi? Ryuden? Endo? Where do we put these guys? Let's see. Above Koto Eiko, Keen Bozan. Another guy that could realistically stay at Maegashira 10. So let's just scooch up Midori Fuji for now. Because the likes of Hirado Umi, Midori Fuji, they might stay above this Maegashira 10 rank. Same thing with Mitake Umi. Whereas, Hokuseiho was a bit lower, so he might fall to Maegashira 10 again. Or, again, maybe get stopped up a little bit above. Or we might even have a loser right here at Maegashira 6. Let's see, like, 4 and 11 from Maegashira 3. Or 3 and 12 from Maegashira 2. Let's see where these guys tend to fall. Maegashira 3, 4, and 11. It would really save him if he only fell to Maegashira 6, but it has happened in the past. Kyoku Tenho, Mitakeyumi. Oh, look at that, Mitakeyumi. It happened just back in March. Look at that. I don't think Mitakeyumi is going to get saved nearly as much as he is now, but I guess it's not too unusual for a 4 and 11 to fall to Maegashira 6. It doesn't look good, but I guess Maegashira 7, we can have someone like no, not even Hirado Umi. This is probably where they put Mitakeyumi. 3 and 12 from Maegashira 2. I would have expected him to maybe fall to Maegashira 10, but they're not going to be that rough on him. So let's see a 3 and 12 from Maegashira 2. And Maegashira 7 is the highest place they would fall depending on what happens on the Banzuke. Again, Kyoku Tenho and Aran. Let's see what happened here that happened. Aran, he had a bunch of people under him move up. Excuse me. And then well, Takeda Fuji actually fell to Judio back here. Which is kind of funny because if he didn't, then his streak of most consecutive top division matches would have been a lot better. But Aran 3 and 12, a bunch of people under him moved up, and then it looks like again a lot of these people just moved down. Takayasu Okinoumi probably moved up above him. The top was really full. 6 Ozeki. Harama Fuji with his 15 and 0. Kisano Sato, Kotoshogiku, Baruto. Wow, a lot of good guys there. And then over here in Haru of 2010, it was Kyoku Tenho who fell. Because again, a lot of people below him moving down, a lot of big moving downs, and then 8 and 7s, 10 and 5s that probably realistically couldn't go above him. So definitely different looking Banzuke back then. I would rather put Mitakeyumi somewhere like Maegashira 8, and then we can have well, Gonoyama already moved up. Let's see. Probably Shonan no Umi would fit in up there really nicely. Shonan no Umi right here. And then I want to keep the 7 and 8s in their same ranks if possible. But if they can't fit, then, you know, Kinbozan could move over. Hirado Umi could fall here. And then we could see Ryuden and Endo. And then, you know, something like Takeda Fuji moving up. But even so, looks like these guys already are kind of being punished greatly. I don't think Oho falls more than 2 ranks for the 6 and 9. Hell, they might even do something like this where he falls again a rank and a half. Mitakeyumi falls another half of a rank. So it's a full 6 ranks for Mitakeyumi falling. That seems pretty fair. It seems pretty appropriate. But now it's a question of do we slot in these 10 and 5 guys? You know, they should realistically come this high. Takeda Fuji maybe not as high, but Endo could maybe leapfrog him. Aoyama, I think he's going to move up to, you know, wherever the lowest possible place is. And then Haku Oho, also maybe moving up this high. Like, they should be this high. So someone like Shonan no Umi could be above Mitakeyumi. Mitakeyumi falls down another rank. I think that's appropriate. But then this is where we get stuck, because I feel like Haku Oho should go a little bit higher than just Maegashira 10. Now let's actually see. Maegashira 17 with an 11 and not 5, 4. Doesn't happen too often, but Maegashira 8, 11, 7. Let's look at 10 and 5s. From Maegashira, you know, 16. That's where Endo is. Sometimes I go to Maegashira 5. Never to Maegashira 6. Interesting. Maegashira 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So a pretty even spread on all of these ranks. Most of the time, to those single digits. So something like Endo to Maegashira 10 doesn't seem too bad, but this traffic jam in the middle is going to be a real boner here. So let's skip that for now and start off with something like the bottom of the Banzuke. Kageaki probably just moves up to Maegashira 17 East because of this traffic jam going on. Atami Fuji, probably going to put him up to Maegashira 16 or 15. Kind of depends. And then, Wakataka Kage falls off. Tsurugisho has a 5 and 10. He probably gets saved by the bell. So maybe Kageaki up here. Tsurugisho over here. I already had Myogiryu. Do I have Myogiryu over here? I don't. I forget where I stopped. Where is Myogiryu? I don't have Myogiryu, so he would realistically fall 3 ranks. Tsurugisho, I already put him down. Kotoeko is going to be moving up. I did not copy paste him anywhere, so that just adds to the chaos in this Maegashira 9 through 11. Chiyoshoma, not going to fall that far. Probably to Maegashira 14. Gonoyama moving up. Koto Shouho, again, could realistically stay in the same spot. Myogiryu, but Koto Shouho kind of has to fall. And then we have all these winners. Ryuden, who I pushed up. Endo, who I pushed up. Takeda Fuji, Shonan Umi, Bushozan falls off. Aoyama, Haku Oho. So it's possible that they do indeed punish Mitake Yumi, Hirado Umi a little harsher. I don't think maybe Midori Fuji makes it out alive in the under demotion category. Oh wait, I have Shonan no Umi twice. Let's get rid of one of these Shonan no Umis. If that's the case, then Shonan no Umi up to 7 could possibly slot Takeyumi right here at Maegashira 8. Maybe Kotoeko gets a little shafted with his 8 and 7. I mean, he has to move up. Only 1 rank isn't that bad. This is a little difficult. I don't think Atami Fuji goes higher than Maegashira 15 because of this traffic jam going on right now. Nishiki Fuji a 5 and 10 from Maegashira 8. We could have him fall another rank. I think that's fine. I'm copy pasting. I'm not actually cutting and pasting. Cut. Paste, please. Let's see. This is a little tricky. I don't want Hirado Umi to go any further than like Maegashira 10 or 11, but let's check that out. Maegashira 5 and 10. I also don't want to dwell on it too long, but then again, that's probably why my ranks are doing so terrible. So let's see. It could be like Komatsuyama and only fall 1 rank with a 5 and 10. Or what seems to be most likely is that Maegashira 9, a lot of Maegashira 9, a lot of Maegashira 10, and the lowest is Maegashira 13 for Fujinokawa in 86. So Maegashira 9 and 10 seems to be the limit. Again, we could push Kinbozan down a rank for his losing record. Slot Hirado Umi underneath Endo or something. Kotoeko has to move up at least 1 rank. He might get shafted here though. Unless we want to punish Oho and Mitakeyumi even more than we already have by putting Ryuden and Haku Oho above them, as well as maybe Endo above them. Endo, I don't think he leapfrogs Kotoeko though. So I don't want to put Hirado Umi lower than Maegashira 11. And then Sadano Umi, you can definitely fall a bit further. I was being a little generous to Sadano Umi, but he can. I keep copy pasting and not cutting pasting. That's why I had 2 Shonan no Umis earlier. But I mean, someone's got to fall to Maegashira 15, 16. Someone's got to go there. And we might have to bump a few people down a little bit more aggressively, like Koto Shouho 7 and 8 from Maegashira 13. 13, 7, and 8. No, a lot of times they'll stay at the same rank. Maegashira 14, Maegashira 15, 16. Even some unlucky guys fell all the way to Judio. So maybe Koto Shoujo does fall to Maegashira 15 here, loses 2 ranks for a 7 and 8. Doesn't feel good, but it looks like that's what we're going to have to go with. Chio Shoma with his 6 and 9 from Maegashira 12. We could realistically put him down here at Maegashira 16. I feel like I'm over demoting some of these guys. 5 and 10 for Nishiki Fuji. Maegashira 8. 5 and 10 from Maegashira 8. Let's check it out. Mostly 12, 13, 14. Mostly 12, 13, and 14. So maybe I wasn't hard enough on Nishiki Fuji. We can actually have him fall to something like Maegashira 14. This is filling out a little bit better now. Giryu is 6 and 9 from Maegashira 10. Let's check that. Maegashira 10, 6 and 9. It's unfortunate that we have to demote some of these guys so aggressively, but it's because there's really nobody else to fall into these spots. So it's like they were all sitting up here around Maegashira 10, 11, 12, and then just kind of had to fall down into place because no one from Judio is going to step up to fill those slots. So let's see. Maegashira 10, 6, and 9. Mostly 12, 13, mostly 13, some 14s. So kind of want to keep Myogiryu where he is. Hokuseiho, Maegashira 6, 5, and 10. Let's see. Maegashira 6, 5, and 10. Falls to mostly Maegashira 10, 11, 12, not as often, 13. 13 seems to be the lower limit, with 14 and 15 being exceptions and outliers for Gagamaru and Taikyuzan. Interesting names. So Hokuseiho, I wouldn't want to put him lower than 12. Sadano Umi from even higher. Okay, now we could probably put Sadano Umi just a bit lower. Hokuseiho here. Sadano Umi 5 and 10 from Maegashira 8. Let's double check that. Maegashira 8, 5, and 10. And this is more along the lines of 12, 13, 14. 15 seems to be the lower limit. So we could even bump Sadano Umi down to 14. He could probably fall right next to Nishiki Fuji. So do something like this, where they fall down at the Banzuke next to each other, Sadano Umi and Nishiki Fuji, and now we just have Takeda Fuji and Hirado Umi to slot in. Takeda Fuji could go right there with his 9 and 6, and then Hirado Umi, 5 and 10 from Maegashira 5. He wouldn't fall below Hokuseiho, so we could slot them in right next to each other as well. And it looks like this is a decent fit. It's mostly going to be in these middle ranks that monkey wrenches get thrown in. So these top ranks I feel fairly confident with. I feel like Abi, Maegashira 2, 6, and 9, very appropriate fall. We need someone to come up and fill those slots. Meisei and Asanoyama are very likely candidates. And this is where Asanoyama, if he stays healthy and uninjured, he could start an Ozeki run for himself from the rank of Maegashira 1 if he has a lot of Banzuke luck. So he could be like, 10 wins Maegashira 1 up to Komusubi, 10 wins Komusubi up to Sekiwake, and then what he needs to get back to Ozeki. So I feel like they would put him at Maegashira 1, so he could start this push as well. I don't know if they're thinking that far ahead into the future. Hokuto Fuji, I don't think they leapfrog him over Meisei or Asanoyama. I think this is exactly where he's going to fall. And then naturally, Abi will fall right here. Tamawashi, a little bit of an over-promotion. Shodai, demoted appropriately as well, falling a rank and a half with a -3. That's 6 and 9. If he was a 7 and 8, he might as well have stayed the same rank. You never know. Takanosho, definitely an over promotion here, but there really isn't anyone else that can fill out that spot unless we bump Ura up a half a rank, which doesn't make sense. Then we have Kotoeko and Gonoyama sitting next to each other. Maybe Gonoyama leapfrog. Maybe he jumps over Kotoeko. I don't know. I don't think that's likely. And then we have a couple of under demotions. So right here we have Midori Fuji getting kind of saved by just how the Banzuke falls. Only losing 3 ranks with a 4 and 11, which is not too far outside of the realm of possibility, like we just saw in the Banzuke query. Onosho falling 1 rank with a 6 and 9. Takayasu staying the same rank. I feel like that is something that can and will happen. Shonan no Umi moving up to this rank, 10 and 5. 2 ranks below Gonoyama, who also got a 10 and 5 from a rank and a half ahead. Maybe we can switch Onosho and Shonan no Umi here. Maybe we could even bump down Takayasu and have Onosho fall just a half a rank less. We can write that down. Like Shonan no Umi, Takayasu, Onosho. Or I guess it's not Shonan no Umi. Shonan no Umi falling 1 rank below Gonoyama seems appropriate. Takayasu, Onosho coin flip, you know? And then after that, we have Oho and Mitakeyumi falling to these ranks. Oho falling a rank and a half seems appropriate. Mitakeyumi falling 6 ranks with his 3 and 12 also seems appropriate. Equally likely, perhaps, that we see Ryuden and Endo move up together over those 2 ranks. Maybe Haku Oho doesn't leapfrog Endo. It's hard to say. Takara Fuji and Kotoeko has to move up from Maegashira 11. We could possibly make Oho and Mitakeyumi fall 1 more rank. Like this. So we can slot in Ryuden. Maybe Haku Oho here. Maybe Endo even moves up here. Oho here. And Mitakeyumi falls to Maegashira 10. That might seem too harsh for Mitakeyumi. But I feel like this kind of promotion as well is more appropriate. Oho with a -3. We could even have something like Endo on this side, so Oho only falls 2.5 ranks. I'm not sure what they might do there. Oho, Endo. Coin flip. Takeyumi, too harsh of a demotion. I spelled demotion wrong. Over Oho, Endo. And then Kotoeko kind of has to be here because he's not gonna go above Ryuden, Haku Oho, and Endo, I don't think. Or maybe he does. Maybe Kotoeko is above Ryuden, Haku Oho, and Endo. We do something like this. We just scooch everyone down a half of a rank. Because Kotoeko was a higher rank with his 8 and 7. From, 4 ranks higher with an 8 and 7. Technically stronger than a 10 and 5 from the bottom of the Banzuke. So it could be something like this. So Eiko above Ryuden or below Endo, question mark. And then Takara Fuji has to move up. This is a good promotion for him. And then we have a bunch of demotions like Keen Bozan, Hokuseiho. These demotions at the bottom seem harsh, but again, it's because they have to fall down to fill out those spots. Like Tsurugisho being where he is at Maegashira 17 East, that feels the most appropriate because he has a -5 from Maegashira 11, and no one else could fill up that spot unless they want to coin flip Kageyaki and Tsurugisho. You know, those two could easily switch spots. Chiyoshoma is getting over demoted, but there's no one else that can fill out that rank. Koto Shoho, not an over demotion, but I didn't want him to fall that far. But, you know, people above him are falling and landing on his head, so he needs to be bumped down a few tree branches, you know? So Atami Fuji coming up with an 11 and 4. That's technically a +7, but you know they're not very kind to Judio winners. Sadano Umi, Nishiki Fuji right above. They both had a 5 and 10 from the same rank, so I'd like to see them fall down next to each other. Seems very appropriate. Aoyama with a 9 and 6, moving up to Maegashira 13. Again, seems very appropriate. Myogiryu falling 3 ranks with his 6 and 9 to Maegashira 13. Underneath Hirado Umi and Hokuseiho, again, seems appropriate because Hirado Umi and Hokuseiho were much higher up on the Banzuke. So yeah, seems nice, but there are still a lot of questions to ask here. Like, does Gonoyama go above Kotoeko? Does Takeyasu actually fall a half of a rank to save Onosho by going down only a rank and a half? Does Kotoeko actually go up above Ryuden, Hakuoho, Oho, and Endo, or does Kotoeko only move up 1 rank and fall below them? Does Mitakeumi actually sit below or above Oho and Endo? Do Oho and Endo coin flip? So like this middle of the Banzuke is going to be very, very rough, and it's going to be very difficult to call. But here we could start pulling up other people's Banzuke guesses and kind of compare and contrast our answers. So we actually have a lot of guesses here that we could take a look at. Let's see. I don't have the names specifically, but we can compare with all of these other answers we've been getting, which seems pretty cool. Wow, we have a lot. We have a lot of guesses. So we have a lot of homework we can copy right now. So this guy, Hoshori Wakamotoharu Kotonowaka on the east side. This guy's Kotonowaka east side, Kotonowaka east side. So I guess we just put Kotonowaka on the east side. Because that's where everyone else is putting him. So let's put Kotonowaka on the east side. And then I want to see Nishikigi, Tobizaru, Komusubi for everyone, basically. And they do. And after this, Hokuto Fuji Meisei Asanoyama, Hokuto Fuji Meisei Asanoyama, Hokuto Fuji Meisei Asanoyama, Hokuto Fuji Meisei Asanoyama, Hokuto Fuji Meisei Asanoyama. So maybe Hokuto Fuji does get put above these guys. I think I will be influenced by what everyone else is saying. And if they're all wrong, I'm going to be mad. Let's see. And then Asanoyama Abi seems to be what everyone else is saying too. Asanoyama Abi, Shodai Tamawashi. Asanoyama Abi, Shodai Tamawashi. Asanoyama Abi, Shodai Tamawashi. So yeah. So we all well, I called Tamawashi over Shodai. They're calling Shodai over Tamawashi. I could coin flip it. Shodai Tamawashi coin flip. I think I'm gonna let myself be influenced by everyone else's homework. And then this is where it's probably gonna start getting a little freaky. So this guy is Gonoyama going up to Maegashira 4 next to Uda, Shonan no Umi Ryuden Hakuoho and Endo. This guy also has Gonoyama up to M4. This guy has Gonoyama up to M4. This guy has Takanosho and Gonoyama up to M4. And Uda falling a half of a rank, Shonan no Umi at M5. And then this guy has Gonoyama leapfrogging Takanosho, Uda staying the same rank, Shonan no Umi M5. No one had Kotoeko up that high, which Very fair. I think Kotoeko probably will be below Gonoyama and maybe Shonan no Umi as well. And this could also give us the opportunity to push down Midori Fuji a few more ranks. I don't think Gonoyama is going to be M4. Everyone else is saying Gonoyama M4, Gonoyama M4, Gonoyama M4. I don't think he's going to be M4. I simply do not think it. This could also, yeah, again, give us the opportunity to push Midori Fuji a little bit further down, though. Oh, I have Kotoeko twice here. Shit. Who am I missing? Let's see. I have Kotoeko twice. What did I do? Who should be here? Shonan no Umi, Kotoeko, Ryuden, Aku Oho, Endo. I have 2 Kotoekos and I'm missing someone. Damn it. Now I have to do this again. Because whoever I'm missing might be the missing key. Let's see. Takeyasu, Ono Sho, Hirado Umi, falls all the way down there. Midori Fuji, Shodai Mitake Umi, yeah. Aku Oho, up. Ryuden moves up, Endo moves up, Takafuji moves up. Sadano Umi moves down. Takayasu is right there. Amawashi, I moved him up to M3. Hirado Umi, Hokuseiho fall down next to each other. Who am I missing? I'm obviously missing someone. I had Kotoeko down twice. Takeda Fuji, no. Bushosan falls off. Haku Oho, right there. Aoyama, right there. Endo. There, Ryuden there. Daishoho. I am missing Daishoho. Daishoho. This actually helps us out. So Daishoho could come underneath these guys, and that would scooch everyone else up a half of a rank, maybe. Oho Endo, we can have him win the coin flip. Takeda Fuji moves up more than just one rank. Bozan can move over. Aoyama maybe moves up. Myogiryu over. Sadano Umi up and over. Nishiki Fuji up and over. Atami Fuji up and over. Shoho over. Daishoho over. Okay. Maybe Daishoho even falls another rank. Okay. So now I kind of have to go over this bottom of the Banzuke again. Aoyama moving up to M11 with a 9 and 6, not outside of the realm of possibility. Hirado Umi and Hokuseiho, I kind of wanted to keep them next to each other. Same thing with Myogiryu and Sadano Umi. Sadano Umi is definitely going to fall. Maybe Sadano Umi doesn't fall underneath Myogiryu. You do something like this. Nishiki Fuji, Atami Fuji, Kotoshoho, Chiyoshoma. Let's see. I had Sadano Umi and Nishiki Fuji fall together, though. And I wanted to keep them side by side. So maybe Myogiryu does stay above these two. And after this, let's see. Kotoeko up to M5. It looks like nobody else has that because they're putting Gonoyama, Takanosho, Shonan no Umi up there. Kotoeko only moving up one rank. That's a bit of a shaft. Kotoeko is getting shafted in a lot of these guys' Banzuke guesses. Okay, this guy has Kotoeko up to M6 next to Ryuden. I would accept that. Kotoeko only up to Maegashira 10. I'm not going to accept that. He's not moving up only one rank. Especially if Takanosho is going to move up that far too. So I will cede that Gonoyama might be above Kotoeko. I could say even Shonan no Umi is above Kotoeko. And scooch down Midori Fuji another rank, and that looks appropriate right there. This looks very appropriate. Kotoeko up 5 ranks from M6 next to Midori Fuji, who falls to M6. Where does other people have Midori Fuji fall to M6? Midori Fuji to M8, Midori Fuji to M7, Midori Fuji to M8, Midori Fuji to where? M7. So anywhere between 6 and 8 seems to be what other people are also thinking. I kind of want to start from the bottom two just to compare and contrast again, like Tsurugisho, Kageyaki, Daishoho. Like Daishoho 6 and 9 from M14. Actually, that makes the most sense. Daishoho, Kageyaki only moving up one rank. Daishoho, Kageyaki, Daishoho. So I guess it's a question of who do you like more. We can save Tsurugisho. Daishoho falling this far seems right. And then Kageyaki can move up another half of a rank over Tsurugisho like this. I still think Kageyaki and Tsurugisho can be a coin flip, but again, this seems the most likely. Then after that, I have Koto Shouho, Chiyoshoma, Nishiki Fuji, and Atami Fuji. What do other people have? Where do they have Atami Fuji fall is the question. 15, 15, 15, 13, and 15. So a lot of people think Atami Fuji is not going to go that much higher, which I think we could probably switch him out with Koto Shouho here. I think Koto Shouho won't fall a rank and a half. Atami Fuji, this seems good. This seems like an appropriate placement. Chiyoshoma, though, I guess I could see why people think he wouldn't go much higher than M15 or a simple leapfrog over Kageyaki. Chiyoshoma falling this high or falling that low also seems a little too harsh. So I could put Atami Fuji at M15 underneath these other guys. And again, like, right next to Chiyoshoma. Right next to Chiyoshoma, above Koto Shouho, Aoyama right above as well. This is where it might get a little tricky again. I have Aoyama going up pretty high. I could reel that back a bit to save things like Nishiki Fuji from going down too low, so we can scooch everybody over again. Myogiryu falling 2 ranks with -3 seems very fine. Sarano Umi and Nishiki Fuji get to stay next to each other. Aoyama only moves up 3 ranks, but maybe Aoyama above Hirado Umi, scooch everyone down half rank, question mark. Again, it seems like not a bad spot to put Aoyama at M14. Seems like the general consensus as well. But again, I don't want to just copy people's homework. This person is in at Maegashira 12 with Atami Fuji at 13, which it could easily be that. And then Aoyama at 14, Shouho, Myogiryu, Nishiki Fuji. This guy actually separates Sarano Umi and Nishiki Fuji. I want to see what other people have for Sarano Umi, Nishiki Fuji. They get separated. Sarano Umi, Nishiki Fuji. A lot of people seem to think Sarano Umi and Nishiki Fuji won't fall next to each other. I want to keep them next to each other because I think it makes the Banzuke look prettier. And then that does more appropriately place Myogiryu as well. Hokuseiho falling to M12 with Hirado Umi and Kinbozan above. Person has Takeda Fuji not going up that high. That person also has Takeda Fuji not going up that high. Hokuseo Kinbozan Sarano Umi. Mitake to Maegashira 9. Mitake to Maegashira 9 with next to Hirado Umi. Interesting. Hakuoho up to M10. Let's see. Where do people see? This is where most of the roughness is going to come in, this middle of the Banzuke. There's a lot of consensus on the bottom and the top, but the middle is really going to be where it messes up. And I'm a little bit stubborn. I want Kotoeko to be at M6 because I don't think he's only moving up 1 rank. There's no way he only moves up 1 rank. Kinbozan, maybe I'm a little harsh on him. Mitake, maybe I'm a little harsh on him. So maybe Takeda Fuji could be below Mitake. That does seem like an okay place to put him. At this point, I'm splitting hairs, but it'll help you guys decide your Banzuke predictions as well. Let's see. I want to see what people have between Maegashira 10 and 13. I have Mita, Taka, Kinbo, Hira. Yes, Kotoeko, Hira, Kinbo, Hokuseiho. And there's Takada Fuji at Maegashira 12. Kotoeko at 10. I don't agree with Kotoeko at 10. A lot of people seem to have Takayasu not moving at all, which I agree with as well. He's kind of an anchor in these middle ranks. Yeah, everyone seems to think Takayasu won't fall. It's just a matter of who's going to be next to and below him. Midori Fuji, Oho, Hirado Umi, Ono Sho, Midori Fuji, Oho, Midori Fuji, Oho, Hirado Umi with Ono Sho at Maegashira 6. Aku Oho up to M7, Midori Fuji, Oho, Ono Sho at Maegashira 6. You know what? I think I can put Midori Fuji below Ono Sho. Ono Sho only falling one rank. I feel like they might do that for him. So let's remove that. That makes it a little bit more clear. It also demotes Midori Fuji a little bit more too. It's an under demotion for Ono Sho, which, I mean, falling one full rank is still a demotion. Don't get me wrong. But I do think Kotoeko goes here. And because of the way the rest of the Banzuke fall, like, I don't think Haku Oho at 11 and 4 from Maegashira 17 is going to leapfrog Kotoeko with an 8 and 7 from Maegashira 11. Likewise, I don't think Endo and Ryuden are going to leapfrog Kotoeko because that's just, like I said earlier, 2 more wins from the bottom of the Banzuke over, you know, someone who's fighting in the middle of the Banzuke. I don't know if they put strength of schedule in as a factor when doing these types of things too. So realistically, Ryuden and Endo and Haku Oho could all be placed higher than Kotoeko. And, you know, that was the thing I was kicking around earlier. Maybe we have something like Ryuden up here to Maegashira 6, or maybe even Haku Oho does leapfrog Ryuden for whatever reason. Haku Oho up to Maegashira 6, and then Ono Sho and Midori Fuji get bumped down for Ryuden and Endo up to Maegashira 6 and 7, and Kotoeko is below all of them, which that would be an over demotion on Ono Sho, I think, down to well, not an over demotion, down to Maegashira 8, Midori Fuji down to Maegashira 8, and then Kotoeko up to Maegashira 9. Let's see if anyone else has that. You have Kotoeko up to M10. You have Kotoeko up to M10. Kotoeko up to M6. Next to Ryuden at M6. That's interesting. So he has Ryuden leapfrogging, but then everyone else that had those 10-win records, like Endo was only 1 rank lower than Ryuden, has him down at M10 next to Haku Oho, who leapfrogged. So this is an interesting Banzuke. Is Endo next to Kotoeko at M10, Haku Oho 1 rank above. Ryuden at M6. So that's kind of a funny thing there. So a lot of contention in these middle ranks. A lot of agreement, though, that Takayasu will be M7. It's just a matter of who is going to fall around him. Nobody else had him at M9. Midori Fuji falling that far with a 4 and 11. I think M7, M8 might be the limit for Midori Fuji. I don't think Haku Oho leapfrogs Ryuden. I don't. Maybe Haku Oho leapfrogs Endo. Haku Oho Endo coin flip. Is Mitakeumi getting too harshly demoted? Where do other people have Mitakeumi? Maegashira 9. Maegashira 9. Maegashira 9. Maegashira 10. Next to Kotoeko. Maegashira 9. Being a little harsh on Ono Sho and Oho over here too to promote Endo and Haku Oho and Ryuden. So I think the crux of the issue I'm having is I want Kotoeko to be above Ryuden, Haku Oho, and Endo. And because of that, that's not letting Onosho and Midori Fuji fall as far, whereas Oho gets a full -3, which might not be fair to him compared to, these other guys who aren't falling as far, and then Mitakeumi falling to the double digits. Uh Maybe we are being a little too harsh on Mitakeumi. And I can see their line of thinking. It's because they want Ryuden, Endo, and Haku Oho to be above, a bunch of these losers. They don't want to over demote Mitakeumi. They don't want to over demote Oho. And so naturally Kotoeko gets the shaft. Whereas in my scenario, a few more people will get shafted, like Mitakeumi, like Oho, and arguably Endo, Ryuden, and Haku Oho. But that there's also the stubbornness of Takayasu. He could realistically fall. We could make Takayasu fall a rank. We could have Ryuden, Haku Oho, and Endo move up above Takayasu and Midori Fuji here. But I think it's because Takayasu is a fan favorite and a lot of people like him. Well, I just said the same thing twice, that they don't want him to fall below, too many ranks because of his 7 and 8. And I personally like to see 7 and 8s stay the same rank, like we're doing with Ura right now, like we're doing with Takayasu, like we're not doing with Koto Shoho. He's losing a rank. But this is I think this is where I want to leave it because, I don't want to copy everybody else's homework. Oops. I don't want to copy everybody else's homework and create some, a different flavor for myself here so I have a better chance at getting more points. It's like, how when, the people that do football or soccer or whatever sport you might watch purposefully pick the underdogs so they can come back in the, like they're keeping track of their own win-loss records for their predictions, so they'll predict the underdog so they can have that difference that might get them that one extra win over everyone else. This is kind of what I'm doing for myself right now, where I think if I go with this, the Kotoeko above everyone else, it has the opportunity to get me really high on the Banzuke, but historically I'm really bad with those gambles. So maybe I shouldn't take that gamble. Maybe I should put Kotoeko down at M10, M9. Maybe I am too harsh on Mitakeumi, and I think a lot of people would agree. I'm probably being too harsh on Oho as well. So it's really hard to say. I want Kotoeko to be up there, but now that I'm talking it out more and thinking about it more, I feel like he has to be like, maybe we do have to do something like Ryuden up to M6, scooch down Onosho, Takayasu, Midori Fuji, but that's another point of contention. A lot of people think Takayasu is going to stay the same rank. But if we do this, then naturally, I think we have to put Haku Oho up here. We are going to have to scooch down Midori Fuji, maybe move up Endo as well. Onosho probably going to move down here. So that way Onosho has -2, Takayasu moves down a full rank, Haku Oho and Endo up here, and then we can save Oho and Mitakeumi up to M9, and that's why people are putting Kotoeko at M10, and this seems better. This looks better. This looks better. Ryuden, Haku Oho, and Endo all up from M6 to M7. Onosho fits perfectly right underneath with that -2. Takayasu, unfortunately, takes a lump, goes down one rank. And I mean, come on, at the previous Basho, I had Takanosho staying at the same rank, but, Sadanoumi and Tamawashi stayed the same rank, whereas Takanosho fell a half of a rank. Ura fell a half of a rank. So this time around, I think it is appropriate that Ura will put him in yellow. Ura stays the same rank. Everybody else falls like this underneath them. And this feels bad for Kotoeko, but now instead of, two people getting over demoted, he's the only one under promoted. To have Takada Fuji right next to him too also seems like the right call. And then maybe there is still Oops. Not an Oho Endo coin flip, but a Haku Oho Endo coin flip. Maybe Mitakeumi is over Oho, but that's a little too harsh on Oho, who is already getting a minus 2.5. So Kotoeko above Ryuden or below Endo, like, it's hard to say. I don't want to bump these guys down another half of a rank further just to slot Kotoeko up there. So maybe everybody is right in that Kotoeko gets the shaft. But I also think everybody might be wrong now in that Takayasu does not fall. And then another small point of contention down here that could cost a lot of points. Does Aoyama go up to where Hirado Umi is and everybody else falls a half of a rank? I feel like that could be likely. So we would break up Sadano Umi and Nishiki Fuji, who fell together. Myogiri would also get a minus 2.5. Hokuseiho falls very harshly. Hokuseiho gets shafted here. Hirado Umi, Kinbozan moves down a full rank. He's not going to fall more than a full rank, I don't think. And then Aoyama slots in right underneath Kotoeko Takara Fuji. Hirado Umi's fall from M5 right above Hokuseiho. Myogiryu falling 2.5. Sadano Umi and Nishiki Fuji falling -5 and -5.5 respectively. Koto Shoho falls that rank because Sadano Umi and Nishiki Fuji bump him down. Chiyoshoma falls below Koto Shoho. And this, if I keep doing this, I'm going to keep doing it. So I think we're just going to stop here. I think this is my ambitious call. Takayasu will fall a rank. Aoyama will move up to M11. I really hate to shaft Kotoeko here, but realistically, no. I don't. Takayasu won't fall a rank and a half with an 7 and 8. Oho, it's already a little harsh on him to fall 2.5 ranks. Mitakeumi, it's already harsh on him as well to fall 7 ranks. But even then, there's still a lot of variation in the middle. Like, everything from M5 to about M14 is pretty much in contention. And like this guy, Takanosho Shonano Umi with Gonoyama at M4. So we could even say everything from Maegashira 4 to Maegashira 15 is in contention and is very, very difficult to call. So whenever you guys do your Guess the Banzukes, good luck, because this is what I'm at right now. And comparing to a lot of other people that did theirs, this person has Endo at Maegashira 9, saving Oho and Midori Fuji a little bit, with Takayasu staying the same rank. Haku Oho up to M7, Onosho at M6. This person has Kotoeko at M10 with Haku Oho only at M9, Mitakeumi falling right next to him, saving Hirado Umi and Oho a little bit. So, could be something like that, where maybe Haku Oho only comes up to M9. That does save Oho and Midori Fuji. Onosho, I think he does fall down here. I don't know. It's really hard. You know what? Let's actually stick Endo up here because he was a rank and a half higher than Haku Oho with his own 10 and 5. So let's finish it off like this. This is my guess for the Guess the Banzuke. And although it is still very much in contention with how I might want to do it, Aoyama at M11 ? Over all these other guys that are now getting demoted a little bit slightly harsher. But I mean, we already shafted Kotoeko in the promotion department. Is it really okay to not shaft Aoyama as well to save a bunch of other guys that are falling? That's the fun of guessing the Banzuke. It's really hard to call. It's really hard to figure out. And that's what makes it fun. And so I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching this video. Wow, almost an hour on the dot. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever it is you need to do. And of course, we will be watching sumo over here on this channel, Leo Dickinson Sumo. I'm going to try to do some more interesting content as well, focus on more American sumo, because I do want to get in contact with my local sumo club and, try to spread the word of more American sumo. I know it's not the same as Grand Sumo, and trust me, I've, said the same thing too, but more eyes on sumo in any capacity is always going to be a good thing. So look out for more interesting content later in the weeks before the next tournament, before the Banzuke drops later in the month. I think it's the last week of August that it'll drop. And then this weekend, we will be doing a Haku Oho breakdown. So like we broke down Hokuto Fuji and uh, Hoshoryu, we will be doing Haku Oho's breakdown as well, where we will be going over his style, how he won a lot of his matches, and, well, this new guy that you want to get familiar with, you're going to know exactly how he gets his wins. So thank you very much again for watching. Hope you had a good time. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your week, and I will catch you cats later.